Good morning, Emmanuel family. I would like to say a word this morning about the season of Lent, the Episcopal Church, and our view of confession. Lent is the traditional time for priests to remind parishioners of an often forgotten rite we have, which is the reconciliation of a penitent, which is found on page 447 in the Book of Common Prayer. If you do not have a physical Book of Common Prayer in your home, you can Google it, bcponline.org. You can have it right at your fingertips. This reconciliation of a penitent rite is our equivalent of private confession in the Roman Catholic Church. It's available any time of the year and is done in private with just a priest. The old saying about the rite in the Episcopal Church is, all may, some should, none must. It's not a requirement to receive communion because we believe our corporate confession in our worship is sufficient, nor is it a preface for any other rite. But it's good to remember that the reconciliation of a penitent, along with absolution of sin, is available privately to all of us. But this is a time of the pandemic and social distance, so I thought I would suggest two alternative liturgies for your daily devotion in Lent. We tend to emphasize and maybe boast a little about what we give up for Lent, but I'm encouraging you to take on something. Perhaps saying these prayers each day, 3 times a week, once a week, whatever you feel called to do. And if you've attended an Ash Wednesday service, you might remember the Litany of Penitents found on page 267. That is my favorite daily devotion, and you can add a personal prayer at the end if you wish. The second liturgy suggestion is, of course, the Decalogue, found on page 317 in the Book of Common Prayer. And that uses the traditional Rite One language, which may seem comforting to a lot of you. There are so many ways we can go back to our spiritual roots in Lent, and I encourage you to read these lines of liturgy and choose one that strikes your deepest soul. Hold on to that realization. Can you ponder and pray on it and carry it with you as you walk through this season of penitence and reconciliation with Jesus through his passion? So I will leave you with a word from Mother Teresa. God says, no matter what you have done, I love you for your own sake. Come to me with your misery and sins, with your trouble and your needs, and with all your longing to be loved. I stand at the door of your heart and knock. Open to me, for I thirst for you. Where do you long to be loved and forgiven this day?